You know, I don't know how you feel about it, but I like buying products from people that I like. And I want you to meet a guy that I like a lot. His name is Warren Wilson. You have raced motorcycles. You are a toy designer. You're a dad. It's good to see you again. How you doing?
It's great to be here, Dan. Thank you.
You and I saw each other. You were here at like 5 o'clock this morning getting ready. It's not really work. He plays for a living. You are a designer of something that's called Better Blocks. And I'll give people item numbers as we work. But you have come up with something recently which is 8 times bigger than the original Better Block, and you call them
Bigger, Better Block.
I like that. It works. Yeah. They're $24.93. One of the things that I want to stress as we get into the Bigger, Better Block set, that you can use the Bigger, Better Blocks, I'm going to bite my tongue sometime in here, in conjunction with the smaller Better Blocks that you may already have. In fact, I want to give you an item number of the sets that are currently available. The original Better Blocks, that's this size, the itty-bitty guys, that is T1130, and at a price of $18.90, you're going to get 171 different Better Blocks. Now, what we're offering on the air right now is T1089, and that is a set of 100 of the big guys, and that's the Bigger, Better Block. Now, where did this come from, the concept of first of all, inventing the Better Block? Because you and I talked, it looks a lot like the chain assembly on a motorcycle.
It is, and to me it was just a natural evolution, and inventing things and creating toys for children was something I've always wanted to do. And to create the Better Blocks and then have the Bigger, Better Blocks and they all fit in and they all link in was something that was very important to me. So it's a natural evolutionary process. So people can buy one set, they buy another set that fits on their first set, and buy a third set and that all fits in. So they get really good value for money.
And when we talk about value, I want to show you some of the things you can do with Bigger, Better Blocks. I mean, the thing that makes them better is the fact that they move. There are no other building blocks out there that will do what Warren's creation will do for you. That adds another dimension to the creativity, another sense of imagination, if you will. And you've done a lot of test marketing with true professionals, kids, and they eat them up. They love these blocks.
Oh, the kids love them. And the movability, what you're saying, is quite an important point. And I made a couple just the simple models here to get the movability across and the size.
Well, let's do this. I want to show you again just how big these critters are, because they're 8 times bigger than the original building blocks. So you can do things like dinosaurs, like what you see there, tugboats that are almost the size of a real boat. You can make little forts. You can make, I like that, little baseball bats, roller skates. I mean, the old adage, you're limited only to your creativity. You're not limited to your creativity, Mom and Dad. Your kids can come up with a bazillion different things that Mom and Dad never thought of. You can make doorways on the front of your castle forts. The kids love these. Give them an opportunity to play with them. Just let them run wild with these, and you're going to find that they'll do things for you that other blocks will not do. Now, I want to point out something else. I don't want to mention the other brand names of the block manufacturers that are out there. Warren, you've gone head-to-head with these guys in the past. But what makes this set so different is that although there are other manufacturers that have little sets or little pieces in sets and big piece sets, to be able to combine them together is something that really is novel and different. And that increases even more value. Let's play. What do you have there? You've got your little robot guy.
We got a little man here, and that's made out of about 40 pieces, which is made out of regular blocks, and you can see how he doesn't move. He's great to play with.
And that's, again, we won't mention the brand name, but this is the ones that every kid in America goes nuts for already, and they are more costly. So this is the big brand name, and then here's your same guy built with the Better Blocks.
Same guy built with just the regular Better Blocks, but you can see how his hands move and his heads move, and he has a great time, this guy. He's one of my little partners.
So we're going to get rid of this guy. We don't need him anymore. So we'll put him over there.
And this little man will stay here. But then we have the big man. Now, he's made out of exactly the same amount of blocks as this man.
I think moms and dads enjoy playing with these just as much as the kids. Have you found that to be the case?
We found that. And we found it great for families. Like mum and dad will get down with the kids and they'll play for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. And it's really great for families to do that because it's quality time. And to me, it's very important.
There's not a lot of things that little kids share in common with mommy and daddy.
That's right.
So when you can get together and sit down on the floor and have fun with your building blocks, all of a sudden there's that bonding between mom and child or dad and child that can continue on so that when they hit the age of 15 and 16, it's not as difficult to get along with these
That's right. It makes it easier. And then one of the things that I find, I enjoy coming over here meeting all you people.
It's fun. Yeah, well, let's do this. Because go off and say hello. I'll give you back your bug.
Thank you.
Hi, you're live on the air with Warren Wilson, the inventor of, I'll get this right, Bigger, Better Blocks and Better Blocks also. What's your name, please?
Hi, I'm Barbara from Fairport, New York.
Hello, Barbara.
Had to be another B, didn't it?
Bigger, Better Blocks.
Do you have a question for the inventor?
No, my kids have seen the commercials on TV, and they've always loved them, so my son's birthday's coming up, and I thought maybe I'd get them for him.
It's a great idea. Even right now, you're going to find that the bigger, better blocks are not advertised on TV. We're the only place you can get them at this particular point.
Great.
Are you going with the big ones or the regular ones?
The big ones.
Yeah. Now, what does he do with, now, does he have the regular blocks at home or just saw them on the advertisement?
Yeah, he's got the small ones at home. And the idea that you can mix them together, I think, is great.
Because why have two sets where one of them has to sit in a bucket and collect dust while the kid's playing with a bigger set? I like the idea of being able to combine all of it together at one time.
Oh, me too. You can save money and it can build bigger things.
Yep. What type of things does he build already? Dog.
Yep, it is.
Is it a dog?
Very good.
This is what the dogs in Australia actually look like. They're very skinny. Here's the little ones. These are the better blocks. Now already 200 sets of the better blocks have been purchased, and these are $18.90. That's a great value because you get 171 pieces, and then you did something that I thought was brilliant. There's another B. You have adapter pieces in this set that allow mom and dad, after having spent the money they have on the Tyco and the Lego and the other blocks, to allow your better blocks to work in conjunction with the sets they already have.
That's right. So that your set, you bring in new pieces and your set just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you have more and more and more and more fun.
Now that's, you know, I think that says a little bit about your personality as well. Instead of trying to make the competition obsolete, this gives mom and dad an opportunity to go ahead and allow the kids to continue to play with what they've got, but now just to be able to do some things with those sets that they could never do before. In this set, this size, this flexibility at $18.90 are recommended for ages 3 on up. Let's go back to the phone lines again.
Thank you.
I love this vest. Let's say hi. Hi, you're live on the air with Warren Wilson, also with Dan. What's your name?
Mary Ann.
Hi, Mary Ann.
Hello, Mary Ann.
And I'm from Harrison Township, Michigan.
Nice to meet you. Meet our special guest.
Hi.
Good morning.
Do you have a question or a comment for Warren?
No, I ordered both sets, T1130 and the T1089 for my 3-year-old grandson.
It is a great idea. You're looking at spending a little less than $45 to bring both sets in. It comes out to, what is it, 271 pieces when you do it that way, which is getting up into what are considered the real big sets for the other manufacturers, but at a fraction of the cost. If you go off to, you were at a particular toy store, we won't mention names, what, yesterday? Walking down an aisle, and you see price tags of $85, $90, $95, and $100 on up for building blocks for the kids.
It's a lot of money for parents to spend, and we're always very conscious of providing good value for money. So we get a real kick out of putting a lot of blocks in a kit because we think the kids are really going to enjoy these.
You like what you do, don't you?
I do. I love what I do, yeah.
I think that's part of the fun that shows up. Now, are you going to play with the blocks too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I play with my 3-year-old grandson.
And isn't that a great age?
Yes.
Because there's no intimidation factor there. If we don't stifle the creativity, they will come up with some things that mom and dad would never have thought of with the better blocks.
Well, that's the first thing he grabs when he comes here is his blocks.
Yeah.
That's great, thank you.
Well, keep that going because that's something that you might have a young architect or you might have a builder or an engineer on your hands for down the road.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, well, thanks for the phone call.
Thank you.
Warren, I want to say thanks for coming on the air.
Thank you, Dan.
I appreciate it. It's always fun working with you. You got one last thing?
One last thing that I knew you'd appreciate. My helmet.
The space helmet.
Helmet. It's made out of every sort of block you can imagine. And see the ears move.
That's why I like working with him. We're going to be back with more toys and more gift ideas for the kids in just a bit. Stay with us. Thanks.
Ordering from QVC is quick and easy. We accept personal checks and money orders, and we take all major credit cards. But